Hello and welcome to the Growing Green Landscapes Podcast with Jeremiah Jennings. While still in his early 20s, Jeremiah already runs a successful six-figure lawn maintenance company. Listen in as he and his guests share the things that have brought them success that can help you in your business. As a young entrepreneur in the green industry, Jeremiah emphasizes the tips and tricks involved in running a lawn maintenance business while discussing the principles applying to all small businesses. If you're wanting to grow, become profitable and professional, you're in the right place. And now, here's your host, Jeremiah Jennings.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into another show today here on the Growing Green Landscapes Podcast. This is your host, Jeremiah Jennings. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to another episode today here on the podcast. It is an honor to be bringing these shows out to you every week, twice a week, and we are trying to get back in the swing of things. We took a few days off, just had some other things come up that we only did one show a week, but we're back to two shows now, and we're bringing in some good quality guests here on the show. Some good content is coming out to you guys. I'm enjoying these interviews so much because I learn just as much as you do, if not more, out of these interviews. So I'm honored to be able to sit here and talk with these guys for guys and girls for an hour and a half, however long it is, maybe even 30 minutes if it's a short one. We just maybe get 30 minutes in, but we pack it in there. We pack the info in there. So today we have none other than Ashton with Thunderbird Landscaping on the show today. He brings so much value. It's a great interview. He's kicking it with us for about an hour today, and he is sitting inside while his team is out there hanging some Christmas lights, doing this real-time early morning. So his day has still got a full day ahead. We don't take too much. We, like I said, stay about an hour today, but it's really, really fun content, really good content. Stay tuned in for the whole entirety of the episode because there's just so much to get out of it. There's so much value packed in here, and I know you're going to learn a lot and just enjoy the conversation we had today. So if you would, stay tuned the whole episode. Leave us those ratings and reviews at the end, and hope this podcast helps you a lot. And it's just, I know it helps me. So anyway, we're going to kick it over here, a short word from our show sponsors, and then we're going to hop right on in with Ashton.
Do you want to keep the cash flowing this winter? Head over to LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com and check out all of Brian Fullerton's new courses and powerful resources to get you cashing in on that white gold through plowing snow. The snow plowing training course is easy to understand, and you'll learn what it takes to do the job effectively and how to bid, price, and estimate snow plowing for both residential and commercial properties. LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com has 3 new resources to take the hassle and guesswork out of securing your snow removal jobs, plus there's eye-catching marketing materials that can help you secure new clients quickly. Ready to crush the snow game this year? Visit LawnTrepreneurAcademy.com or use the link in the podcast description.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode today. I have none other than Ashton on the line with Thunderbird Landscaping, and it's an honor to have him on here. Aaron is a guy that I actually got to meet at GIE. We made a lot of great connections there. Actually made this connection through Alex Kirby with Trifecta. Just a really fun time getting to network with everybody and walked away with some great connections. So I'm super excited for what this show's going to hold. I know that Aaron's going to bring a lot of value. And, well, how you doing today, man? Let's just bring you in.
Yeah, man, I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm always down to talk to other landscapers, other entrepreneurs, really just connecting with people in general. So, my goal is always to add value in any way I can. And if I can add a lot, that's great. If I can add a little bit, that's cool too, I guess. But
it works. Something. That's a great motto to have. I mean, you always want to be impacting everybody's life in some way, shape, or form. So, whether it's like you're saying in a big scale or on a small scale, either way, if you're helping somebody, you're helping somebody. So I like to hear that. Well, man, let's just kind of, I always like to just kind of hear the backstory of who we have coming on the show, kind of tell everybody how you got into the business. And we were kind of sitting here talking before, and I was like, man, if you want to talk about the green industry, you can, but if you want to talk just strictly business stuff, how have you learned the role of entrepreneurship and the journey that you've been on? And just kind of take us through that journey and kind of how you've gotten to where you are today with a bigger business than I'm sure you probably ever expected when you started out. So just kind of take us through that timeline and fill us in on how you got to where you are today.
Yeah, it's interesting looking back. Hindsight's 20/20, as they say, but it was always a struggle for me to kind of realize who I was compared to how people saw me. I feel like looking back, I can always look and see that I had like some type of entrepreneurship in mind, even from a young age. just is sort of natural for me. And I think that's because I've always been sort of more of a creative person, and I'd get bored easy. If I was doing the same thing all day, every day, I'd get bored. And any entrepreneur could tell you don't do the same thing every day ever. So some people think that's overwhelming, which is totally fine. Some personalities think that that's, invigorating and like gives you energy, which that's how I am. So when I was a kid, honestly, I was like 13, started cutting people's grass in the neighborhood. My brother did it for a little bit to raise some money for a mission trip he was going on, and then he hated it. So I was like, wait, how much you make on that lawn? And he told me, and I was like, can I do it?
Yeah, there you go.
That's kind of how I realized that you can make money doing labor. And my friends were getting jobs at McDonald's and Wendy's, and I was cutting 3 lawns on a weekend and making more than them, and then I could have my fun. So ever since I was a kid, I felt like I had that mentality where I was like, there's more than just making a paycheck at somewhere. And that's sort of where it all began at a very young age. And then ever since then, my seasons have been interesting. I have went to college for a couple of years. That wasn't for me. I was involved with ministry school for a bit, which was really, really beneficial to me from a leadership perspective. I learned a lot from that. Not even just like in a church capacity, but just in life and in my life and the world around me. And I worked full time as an electrical technician for a few years at a job. And that was sort of the spot where I realized I never wanted to work for anybody ever again. Mm-hmm. Not because it was necessarily a terrible place. I enjoyed my job, but it was kind of like that monotonous. Every day was sort of the same, 9 to 5. And I just couldn't do that. I really got burnt out by that. And that was sort of the last thing that got me to a place to finally take the step into full-time landscape. And because it was always a side hustle for me. I've always loved landscaping specifically, but yeah, that was sort of what I did to take it to the point where I was like, I'm gonna do this full time, because I just can't be stuck in like one building every day. Yeah, because your work days, that's the most time you spend with your life is usually at work.
Oh yeah. So
I'm not gonna do something I don't love for my whole life. Like I can't do that.
Yeah, I hear you. So how did you make the transition from you said, was it like electrical, technical electrical job or something like that? How did you make the transition going from full time? Were you doing that full time?
I was, yeah.
So how did you kind of tell your boss that you kind of wanted to get out, or how did you start transitioning to part time? Did you start as a weekend warrior? Like, how did you make that transition?
Yeah. Well, that was my first job when I got married, and I got married in 2015, and I think that a big reason I got that job was because of a little bit of fear, because I was about to do landscape full time, but I was like, for one, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to run a business. So I wasn't ready to do that full time. So I felt like I needed to have something consistent and like reliable for income. So I always was cutting people's grass, and it was really just growing from word of mouth, referrals to neighbors and stuff. And that got too much for me. And so there was about a year, like one season, I hired somebody to cut grass while I was at work. And then I would do it after work. So like I would be done by 3:30 and then go cut grass. During the summer, it was fine. But then once you get into the fall and the days
that didn't work anymore.
I'd go to work and it was dark, and I'd leave, and like I'd have like an hour to cut grass, and then it'd get dark. So that's sort of the side hustle piece that I had. And then the reason I quit was because the side hustle got too busy and I couldn't handle it anymore. And it just didn't make sense to have both. I was like, why am I working here whenever I like love being done with work so that I can go do what I actually want to do, you know?
Yeah.
Like, why am I
what's holding you there?
Exactly. I was like, what's the point? So I worked there for, I think, a year and a half. And then I basically just told my boss, I was like, I'm going to go. I'm going to just quit and do my thing full time. It was interesting the amount of people that told me I was crazy for it. They're like, "What are you going to do in the winter?" Like asking all these questions, like what are you going to do when it gets cold? Like what are you going to like? How are you going to make?
That's
enough money
always
for
the
your
number
family?
one question that I get.
Like, I know. And I was like, I don't know, but I'm going to do something. They want to get out of here, and I just needed to do that. And I think my quality of life as an individual significantly shifted. The risk went way up, but like my lifestyle and like the way that I felt every day was so much better, and which obviously affected my family in a good way. It just needed to happen.
That you say risky there, you took risk. That's so true because especially for you said you were married. How long have you been married at this point?
It's 2015. So what does that bring us to? I guess 6 years and a half now.
How long? So how long were you married when you transitioned?
I quit in 2018.
So 2-3 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'd been married long. Did you have kids yet?
Not yet.
Okay. So, but that's still such a thing. Like that makes such a difference as opposed to you being like single and just quitting. Like you have a responsibility. You have your wife to provide for. You probably have house, whatever it is, cars. That's such a big thing. And you said you took risk, and everybody hears risk and they get scared. But like I was at a business conference the other day, and they were saying it was actually a business coach that was there talking, and he was like, you have to play the game smart, but you have to take risk. Like you're not going to go anywhere if you don't take risk. Look at the biggest entrepreneurs in the world. Look at Elon Musk. Look at Steve Jobs. Like they all took a risk. Elon Musk is putting his whole life on the line. I mean, his whole world trying to go to the moon. Go to Mars. I mean, he wants to build a colony on Mars by 2050. Like that's a huge risk, but he's going for it, and he's probably going to achieve it. So it's one of those things that if you have big goals, good for you. You have to have those goals, but you have to take risks to get to them.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, to me, it's life is kind of boring if there's zero risk. Risk is a word that to some people gets them excited and to others terrifies them.
It's two different point of views.
Exactly. So, I mean, I think anybody can hear the word risk and be like, kind of look at it in more of a competition or look at it in a way that like motivates them. It's just a matter of who you're surrounding yourself with and the type of, voices that you're hearing day to day, whether or not you see risk as a good thing or bad thing. And to me, I mean, it's every day is a risk, really. Every time I wake up and it's like, do I got enough work for the guys to do for the next few weeks? It's always, there's always something. There's always a risk involved. Something could break. Someone could crash.
Yeah.
Someone could get hurt. Like there's risk. Whether you're an entrepreneur or not, there's risk in your life.
You're taking a risk in your life every day. You take a risk every time you sit in a chair. There's a chance that it's going to break and you could fall. And you take a risk every time you get in the car and you drive because somebody could kill you. I mean, it's just a risky life. I mean, it's risky to survive, but especially taking those steps in the entrepreneurial world. Definitely risk is involved. So if you're scared of risk, I don't know what advice would you give to say if you were scared of risk? What do you think you could hit on there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it really is a matter of who you're surrounding yourself with. Because there are people that I talk to every day who are business owners and they get it, they understand. And not only business owners, just people that are like making things happen in their life, who are not content with just making a paycheck day to day and then getting 3% increase every year. Like, that works for some people, I guess, like if you just kind of want to do that. But to me, there's so much more to life than just kind of going to work, going home, and then the weekend hits,
Yeah.
So I think surrounding yourself with the right people is important. I think I saw a meme or something the other day that was, I don't know who it was, so I can't really quote it, but it wasn't me. We'll just say that. But it said like you'll make about, $2,000 to $3,000. Your salary will be about $2,000 to $3,000 within the salary of the 5 people you hang out with the most, basically.
I think I saw that. Yeah, I did. I saw that or heard it somewhere somebody talking about that the other day. Yeah.
Yeah. And that to me goes way beyond just money. That's an easy way to think about it. Like money is an easy, like tangible thing that people tend to understand, but like that's really significant. So if you switch that over to a risk thing, like you'll think that things aren't worth the risk or are worth the risk, depending on who you hang out with, who you spend time with.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, to me, networking and having a good circle or people around you who are going to support and encourage you is so important. I mean, my life would be so different if I didn't have the people I have in my life, whether it was by choice that I've like sought out people or just people that have come into my life without me even trying,
Yeah. Your network is worth so much, and it's the people that you're around, like you're saying, your paycheck's in the closest people you hang out with. That's just your paycheck will be, but just your attitude, your mental health, everything about you is going to be in tune with the people that you hang out with the most, the 3 to 5 closest people that you have. Your goals are going to mimic their goals if you're hanging out with, and that's kind of something we'll hit on. I was going to do a podcast on this further down the road, but we can touch on it here. Is you also surrounding yourself with good people doesn't always mean older people, but for me, I've noticed that when you hang out with older people and you put them in your network, and not like 70-year-olds, but they could be. Just people that have more wisdom and more years of experience than you do. I was always the youngest in my friend group. I was always the youngest. I always hung out with people that were 5, 10, 20 years older than I am. And I've hung out with young adult men since the time I was 15. And I think that's one of the reasons that has propelled me as a 21-year-old to get to the point of owning a business for 3 years now. And I think that is something that people can take, and you can really implement that in your life. If you're hanging out with people that are your age or younger than you, that they're not in the same, like, I don't know. If you're an entrepreneur at a young age, most of your friends that are at your age aren't thinking like you. They're not going to be in the same. They're not going to be on the same brainwave or whatever you want to call it as you. They're not going to be thinking. They're not going to be doing the same things that you should be doing. So for me personally, hanging out with an older group of people, and I don't know, maybe you can hit on that. I know personally, like Alex, you hung out with Alex and you met with him. He's an older guy. He has more wisdom than you do. Has that kind of been true for you? Have you hung out with people that are older than you, and has that helped?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a ton of truth to what you're saying. I think it can even go a little bit further. So actually, Alex is younger than me.
Really?
I think he's like a year younger than me.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But I think the key though, because I'm 29, I think he's like 20. First of all, I didn't even know you were 21. That's crazy. That's awesome.
I just turned 22 like last week, so I'm still stuck in saying 21.
Wow, like you haven't even had a drink since like over 2 years ago in your life.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I think it is good because for me, there are people in my life. I'm thinking specific names in my head right now, but there are people in my life that I talk to who are 5 years older than me, and there are some who are actually younger. But it's interesting because age is definitely a big part of it, because obviously the longer you're around, the longer you're doing something, the more wisdom you'll gain from that. Yeah. But then there's some people like you, Jeremiah, are gonna be able to influence people who are older than you with how much you've accomplished at your young age. So age is a factor, but it's not the biggest thing. To me, it's also just like, because I've learned that maturity really doesn't correlate directly with age. Yeah. Which is a weird thing, because when I was a kid, I just assumed like the older you get, the smarter you get. But that's when I hit like my 20s, I was like, no, that's not true.
That's not all true. Yeah.
Yeah, I know some 40, 60-year-olds who are acting like probably they did in high school still. But yeah, to refocus myself here, I think that the people that I tend to gravitate towards are those who are very humble, who are not trying to share information so that they can get something back from me, but people who just genuinely care to see me grow or see other people around them grow. So one of my buddies, John, is he's been literally like killing it since he was like 17. Like he was like, I'm going to do landscaping. And so now he has a good sized landscape company. He has a supply yard that's awesome. Like we frequent that all the time. He's, helping people out all the time. So I could call him right now and say, hey man, what would you do about this job? Like, how would you bid this? And he would tell me.
Yeah.
And, which I think is kind of rare because we are local. A lot of times people say like, don't share your numbers with the locals because you don't want to like totally ruin your,
chances of winning jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I guess there's some like the bit of that, but from the people that I spend time with here in Pittsburgh, we don't really care.
Yeah.
There's so much to do in Pittsburgh.
There's plenty of work to go around. And it's that way everywhere though. That's the thing. Like even in small towns, I mean, there's always going to be enough to go around.
Right. So, I mean, the people that are open-minded and just sharing their, advice or numbers with each other, I think those are the people that are getting ahead because I'm going to refer people to John that I can't do work for. And he's going to refer people to me that he can't or doesn't want to do work for, The ones that are looking to give, those are the ones that are going to do more in life. Like you're going to have better relationships. People are going to help you out more. For sure. Yeah. There's a lot of integrity involved in that too and good character. And those are the types of people that I want to support. So, I think, I mean, he's really helped me a lot this season specifically. There's a couple other friends. Scott is a guy who I've recently met who's really helped me out a lot. I mean, there's definitely a list that I have of people who have added a lot of value. Most of them are a handful of years older than me. And I think, honestly, I think sometimes I wish that I started what I'm doing now sooner, Yeah. But it did. I think the years that I've had in my life, in my 20s especially, have really helped me get to where I'm at. So I'm happy with where I am, but it's just interesting to see like what would that have been like if I just started 2 or 3 years sooner, Yeah. It's kind
of like compound interest. It's like, what would those 2 or 3 years difference would have made? Like everybody's seen the graphs of if you start investing when you're 20 or when you're 25, the 20-year-old is obviously going to have more money. But the 30-year-old can put way more in than the 20-year-old does, or the 25-year-old can put more in than the 20-year-old does, but they'll never catch up to the 20-year-old. So it's like how much? It's like you're saying how much difference could those few years have made? But yeah, I understand the whole age thing. That's like you're saying. It's not a completely true thing. Like it's not just age matters. So many more factors go into play because you look at people. There's so many young guys out there crushing it. Christian Schlegel from CNI Services, kid's literally still in high. Like I think he's either a senior this year or he's a freshman in college, and he's like got a multi-million-dollar company. Like he's huge.
Wow. Yeah, and he's the man too. He's super humble. Like I can hit him up. He's like he'll help me out real quick.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
He's very humble, but those are if you're going younger than you, those are the kind of people you want to look for. Though the ones that are not out there partying until 3 a.m. every day. It's the ones that are out there crushing it and really they have dreams and goals and aspire to do that. It's kind of like when that story y'all were telling me at GIE when y'all walked up in the Waffle House parking lot at 1 o'clock in the morning or whatever, and you saw those guys out there.
Yeah.
And you were like, just tell that story real quick.
Yeah. Oh man, that was funny. We honestly, we found out Louisville, Kentucky closes at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we were just trying to get some food, man. And it was only like maybe 10. It wasn't even that late, but we were like, well, Waffle House is always open.
Yeah.
And we don't have a lot of Waffle Houses up here in the north. So I was like, yeah, Waffle House. I've actually never been. But we went there and they were like, yeah, we're not doing food inside. I guess, I don't even know. They were doing like takeout. So we're like, okay. So we walk out and there's this group of college kids. I think they went to probably Louisville University or whatever. And there was, I think, about 6 or so kids just chilling in this nice old like F-150. And I was just excited to see the truck. It was like a 90s like box,
Yeah.
So we're talking to these younger guys and it was interesting because they started out just like what you would stereotypically think of like a young high school or college age kid, like just kind of trying to act cool and be like, just goofing off. And then Alex started talking to them. And the one dude, he said he was pursuing cinematography because he wants to get into video and stuff. And he was like talking about how he's starting to do some weddings on the side. And so then it transitioned very quickly to just kind of goofing off and saying just dumb stuff to like an actual conversation, which was really cool. And so there's 2 kids who are actually sitting there talking. And then literally 3 or 4 behind, like slap fighting in the parking lot. Like, It's like, what is happening? So it was a very interesting dynamic, but they're talking about like, how it's fun to have some parties. They're like part of fraternities and stuff. And, but then it again transitioned to like what this kid's doing with his life. So it was really cool. I mean, we all sort of spoke into his life a little bit and just really encouraged him to pursue what his dream was and to like really step out of that college scene.
Yeah. You just got to give good advice.
Exactly. So it was cool. I think he really retained a lot. And I think it was really encouraging to him. You can kind of tell when you're speaking to somebody, like with the way that they look at you and their demeanor. Yeah. And I think that was really valuable for him. And hopefully it helps him grow and get beyond just like that college party mentality and to really focus on what he has and his dreams are, because I think he had a lot of really cool dreams and goals for his future. And just by simply saying like, yeah, I've been doing some wedding videos and stuff on the side. I mean, that alone shows that like he has that mindset where he's not content with just doing what the college job is telling him to do, but he's going beyond that. Which I think was cool.
And it's cool because it's cool you got to talk to him, because those years could be so detrimental. Like you're saying, those 2 to 3, 4 years that you wish you had back, like what could you have done with those years? And it's one of those things that's like, we talked about giving. Y'all just wanted to give to him. Y'all weren't going to get anything back from him. It was a kid you had never seen before in a random town that you'll never be in again unless you go back to GIE. I mean, it's not like you'll never see that kid again. But you just wanted to give 5 minutes of your time and see what they were up to, give a little advice. By doing that, you never know what that kid could be a full-time wedding videographer right now. Like you never know what could turn out of him because of that. He could look back on that one night and say, man, those guys came up to me in Waffle House and really, really spoke to me and was like, look, this is what we did. Don't do this. Like, don't act dumb. Go make the right decisions. And that could have changed his life, all because y'all wanted to give 5 minutes of your time.
Yeah. And that stuff to me is, I mean, that's kind of what I live for. I feel like I've really been blessed to have a lot of good opportunities from people speaking into my life. And I don't know, there's like nothing like having a conversation that adds value to somebody, even if it's a little bit, because I think when you leave conversations like that, it does add value to that person. But I almost feel like sometimes, for me at least, I feel like I got a lot of value out of just what I shared, because it's not like I learn anything more. It's just like that feeling that you get from helping somebody is around this Christmas season, it's
there's
like
nothing like it. I love it. I mean, that's one of the main reasons I do it, is just being able to help other people. Like you're not even getting anything in return, just being able to help people. It's just a great way to live life. Well, man, we're coming up on 30 minutes here. We are rolling. We've had some good conversations come so far. This is the stuff that I love. We're getting into the heart of it. And if y'all are out there and you're listening, leave those ratings and reviews, because I mean, it'll help us. It'll help the show, but I like hearing the feedback, and I know Aaron would too. If we got to finish the show and people liked it and shared it and said this was good conversation. So we've had really good topics coming up to here. I do want to take a break here, kick it over to today's show sponsors, hear a word from them, and then we'll come right on back. We have some cool stuff coming up we're going to talk about. We're going to talk some business coaching, and then Aaron's specific landscape business that he's got growing right now, where he's at. So y'all stay tuned, and we'll be right on back.
Oh, God. I'm going to have to shovel. I don't even have a snowblower. Nobody to plow me. Oh, my God, and the neighbors suck. They don't help. Oh, my God, what am I going to do?
Do you want to keep the cash flowing this winter? Head over to L'EntrepreneurAcademy.com and check out all of Brian Fullerton's new courses and powerful resources to get you cashing in on that white gold through plowing snow. The snow plowing training course is easy to understand, and you'll learn what it takes to do the job effectively and how to bid, price, and estimate snow plowing for both residential and commercial properties. L'EntrepreneurAcademy.com has 3 new resources to take the hassle and guesswork out of securing your snow removal jobs, plus there's eye-catching marketing materials that can help you secure new clients quickly. Ready to crush the snow game this year? Visit L'EntrepreneurAcademy.com or use the link in the podcast description.
All right, well, we're back, guys. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you can go support L'Entrepreneur Academy, because that is a great website. So many designs and snow contracts, everything else on there is just a great website. So if you would go check them out and give them some of your support, some of your business, because Brian does a great thing there, helps out so many people. He's helped me personally. He might have helped Aaron. Aaron, have you ever bought anything off of there?
Not that website specifically, but Brian and I have talked here and there, and honestly, just his content is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So good.
So it's
a lot of stuff is
hand in hand. That website helps him produce the content that he makes. So it's kind of one of those things that you support that, you support him. And so just go check it out. Really, really good products on there. If you're interested in any type of that stuff, just go check it out. If you have any questions, let me know. But anyway, we're back to Aaron here. We have Aaron with Thunderbird, and great conversation here in the first half of the show. We're going to round this thing out strong. And I want to talk about your specific business now. So you were working a full-time job, you started part-time, now you've grown it, you've gone full-time. Where are y'all sitting today? What are your, because you actually grown it, I mean, you've got multiple crew members and stuff, so kind of tell us the breakdown of where you're at now.
Yeah. So when I started in 2018, I tried to be pretty clear. I had no idea what I was doing. And I knew how to do landscaping. I knew what to do, but as far as a business, I didn't really have a business, other than just the fact that I had a entity, an LLC.
Yeah.
And so my company was called Ashton Landscaping, which is my last name. That's how I started it. And I was just a solo guy for, I think, a season. It's hard, honestly, man. It all blurs.
It does. It all goes together. There's times I can't even remember how long I've been doing it.
I know. So I was solo for a bit, and then 1 year I remember it was like the spring. I was just getting super busy because that's how spring always goes. And so I hit up my buddy. His name's Benjamin, and at that point we were just friends. And I knew he was in college, and I was like, "Hey man, you want to come cut grass with me for the week? Because I'm really behind. Because probably rained or something." And then he's like, "Sure." And then he did. And I realized the value of having one person cutting grass with you. And how much quicker you can be with having a 2-man crew on grass instead of just one. So we talked about it. I was like, "Hey, can I hire you?" And he's like, "Sure." So for 2 seasons, I hired him as a subcontractor basically, and just paid him enough for him to cover his taxes as like a 1099. And then, I was like, he was like my full-time guy. As far as hours go.
Yeah.
And I would always kind of pull from friends here and there, depending on the job. So I have a lot of good friends that I trust who are always looking for a little extra cash here and there. So I never really had like a real legit, I think, thing going until probably even this year. Because last year it was growing, but still everybody that I hired was 1099. And then Benjamin was full-time. I had a couple of part-times throughout the season again. Some that were like pretty consistent, who were even full-time for a little bit. And then in the winter in 2020, I was like, man, I need to like do something here. Like I need to figure out what's happening. Like I need to learn how to run a business instead of just have like this job that I'm kind of giving some people money here and there. And so that's whenever I got coaching. I saw Alex. I heard him on the Green Grind podcast with Corey Ballard and Leroy Maines, and I heard his interview, and that inspired me a ton because I've heard a lot of people on that podcast, but I remember hearing his story specifically, and it really spoke to me. And then I just followed him on Instagram. On a random Friday night, he was on live asking people were asking questions. He was just answering them. I asked like 2 or 3, and he answered them. And he was like, "Aaron, you should hit me up." Because I don't even remember what I asked him, but he was like, "These are good questions." So I did. And then he told me he did coaching. And so I hired him as my coach a year ago. And that was when everything shifted for me, I think, because I knew a lot from listening to podcasts. I knew a lot from talking to local business owners and different landscapers. And it was always though, like their specifics. It was never my specifics. So like you can implement a lot from what you hear on podcasts, I think, but the thing that really helped me was listening to podcasts, but then taking it that one step further to have a coach to be specific to my needs and what I was going through. And that's what shifted everything for me, because after talking to Alex for, I think it was 5 sessions, I realized like how to run my numbers properly, how to price things properly, because I was way off in order to be profitable, and just like a lot of those really specific things for me. And so he basically went through everything, and we figured out what I was doing right, what I was doing wrong. And then that was also when I decided to rebrand everything, because I wanted I really want my company to be beyond Aaron Ashton, and I want it to just reflect like us as a company instead of just me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to get my name out of it. Not that there's a problem with naming your company after yourself, but that was just my personal conviction and what I decided to do. And so I went with Thunderbird. The story is on my website at thunderbirdpgh.com, little plug. But yeah, honestly, the very long story short would be I started my company with a Ford Thunderbird. It's a piece of trash, but I loved it so much. It's my first car. I used to lift the lawnmower into the back of it.
Yeah.
I cut people's grass and that thing. So that's why I named it that. I wanted to kind of keep myself humble over the years and always remember where I started, and remember that there's always someone ahead of you. There's always someone not as far as you. And there are a lot of people who are at the same spot. So kind of reminds me every day when I put the hat on or when I see my truck that my goal is to just continue on my journey and realize that everybody's on their own journey. And it's really easy to judge people for where they're at and just makes preconceived notions of whether they're successful or not. But like, you don't know most of the people you encounter, you don't know their story. But my story is basically plastered on every piece of branding that we have, and rendered to me at least. So anyway,
that's cool. I wondered where the Thunderbird came from. I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. I mean, whether people want to hear the full like spiel or not, I mean, I try to share a little bit on our Instagram. Like, I started doing like these little reels that I called like real life landscape, where I just kind of shared my story throughout them all. But yeah, it was just like a fun thing just to give people a little bit of insight. Because my goal is to really encourage people to be happy with where you're at. You know what I mean? But not necessarily complacent or content with staying there. You know what I mean? So, I don't even remember what you asked me.
No, that was cool. No, we were just talking about how you like what you are today, like where you're at today. So you were saying how you kind of you started and you had the one employee and 1099 and now how many do you have?
Oh yeah. So yeah, in the spring, it's funny because I talked to Alex about this a lot, but Alex and I came up with this plan after we did coaching, and he was like, all right, bro, just get enough work for you and Benjamin this year, and then you'll just continue to grow beyond that next year. And I was like, all right. So that was the plan. So I was just going to get, full mowing route with some landscape on Fridays. And that like didn't really work at all, because when spring hit, it got wild. So like my goal was to double my mowing route this season compared to last. And I did that like pretty quickly. And so I was like, oh man, I need help. So it's cool because Trevor is probably he was my first hire since Benjamin. So like my first, I would say, legit hire, because Benjamin was almost like, hey, we're friends. Yeah. You want to work together?
Yeah.
And he's enjoyed working for me. At least that's what he says. So he's stuck it out. And so yeah, Trevor and Benjamin are like the two guys who cut grass all day, every day. And they're awesome. And then we now have 3 total full-time. Right now it's getting here into winter, so we're lean. But those are the 3 guys I have full-time, Trevor, Benjamin, and Matt. And so Matt is sort of the leader of our landscape side. Mm-hmm. Landscape is a loose term because he does everything that isn't mowing. So landscape, hardscape.
Yeah, I saw y'all did a little wall the other day or something.
Yeah. So yeah, we do right now is sort of when I push a lot of our hardscaping, because you can do hardscape when it's cold.
Yeah.
You're not planting stuff and it's not going to die because it's well, I mean, things will die in the winter. So it's like we're doing hardscape because
the hardscape ain't gonna go anywhere. Yeah. Those blocks aren't gonna. Yeah, it's not gonna affect it. Yeah, I hear you. Well, that's cool. So up to 3 employees now. Are you still in the field a lot, or have you kind of gotten out of the field? How does that aspect work?
Yeah, it depends on the season, to be honest. But I think that so this year has been wild, man. Like I have to kind of look back and process it once it's like actually winter.
Yeah,
like after the holidays here. Like I definitely am gonna have to do a lot of processing because, yeah, what I thought it was gonna be is way different than what it ended up being, and it's in a really good way because, I did a lot of the stuff in the field up until pretty much like August or September this season, but it was really hard to manage because like we were honestly just busy. I didn't really do a whole lot of marketing. Like I planned to, but I did very little because it just sort of was a lot of organic growth and word of mouth referrals and people seeing our trucks or whatever. And so now that when it got to like that slower season toward like the summertime, like August, September, that's whenever I realized like I got to start to sell more and like free myself up to be able to get out and get more work.
Yeah.
And so pretty much the past month or so, I've honestly been in the field very little because like I just have to get stuff to do, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you got to keep your team busy.
Yeah. And I'm really honestly, I'm so grateful for our guys because I could tell them like, hey, this is what we're doing. And the details aren't like, I don't even have to share that many because a lot of times they figure it, like they know, which is awesome. Yeah. Like my employees are so good. And I know it's really hard for a lot of people out there right now to find good employees, but yeah, I'm just really blessed with good employees and yeah, they're awesome. So it's helped me to be able to have faith that when I leave, it's going to be done right.
Yeah.
And
you got a good core group.
Exactly. So yeah, I've been really doing a lot more like they go out, get the job started, and then I'm out meeting potential new clients or current clients looking for more jobs to do, and which is really good because we're trying to stay busy through the winter. And this is the first time I've ever had employees through the winter.
Yeah.
And I made the commitment to them and the commitment to myself really to do that this season with the expectation that next season is going to kind of blow up a little bit because they'll be ready to go as soon as we can get out there and start doing, the stuff for the growing season.
Yeah. You won't be bringing guys in.
Exactly. So that's been really great because I've been able to lock down a lot of like snow contracts and some more hardscape jobs that we're going to be doing here in the next few weeks and that kind of stuff. So because if that weren't the case, like if I had to be out in the field right now, I don't even know like if we'd have stuff to do, because I got to be out there getting it,
Well, and I think that's cool. Like not being in the field is so cool because I go back to something you said earlier in the show that when you were in high school, you got someone to go out and mow for you while you were, or maybe it was college or work. It was when you were working. That's when it was.
Yeah.
You were working. You had someone else. You hired someone else to go out and mow for you. And I think it could be a huge downfall for someone like me in my case, and this is for me. I will point all the fingers back towards me here. That has been I've been mowing myself for 3.5 years now, and I've kind of gotten to the point where I'm quote unquote so good at it that like it's hard for me to trust someone else with a yard that I've been doing for 3.5 years. Whereas in your case, you started out with that guy, so it's kind of almost like you train your customers to know like to be okay with someone else being there. That is another huge thing because like for me, with the day that I just quit mowing is going to be a weird day. It's going to be a weird few months there for my customers acclimating to it, myself acclimating to it. Next year's the year that I want to get out of that every day. I don't want to be out there every day doing that. I don't need to be out there doing that. But I think it helped you by having that one guy that first time you started because now you're not so hung up on quote unquote trusting other guys to do it as good as you. You just are able to trust that guy to go out and do it. And you haven't been doing it for so long that you don't trust anybody else and you think you have to do it. So it's not holding you back.
Yeah. Honestly, I think from what I've seen, at least, and obviously I'm not trying to throw shade or judge anybody because I don't know everybody's stories, but for me and my personal experience, I think that very early on, I made a choice to always make sure that I was like thinking ahead because I like just in the language. So a lot of times it's easy. So I'll give this very specific example. I just talked to a guy yesterday about snow removal, and I was saying like, we were talking, you know, if you're pushing someone's driveway with a snow plow on a big truck, that's pretty normal. But like, there's a good chance you're going to mess up the turf, at least at some point.
At some point, yeah.
Like, there's a good chance, but it's not necessarily like 100% chance that'll happen. But if you're doing so, for example, we were just using like a plow on our mower. Shout out to the Snowmate.
Yeah, Did you pick one up?
I bought one, but it's not here yet. But it's gonna help.
Yeah, I saw Nick. He was actually posting about it yesterday. He said that they were shipping them out. They were finishing them up.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to seeing how that thing works out for us. But anyway, I was able to sort of. There's always a way you could say stuff like as a business owner, and you obviously never want to lie, but like just add value to what you're bringing to the table to that person, help them understand how it makes sense or it's beneficial for them, and because straight up, I don't have the money to invest heavily in snow removal equipment yet.
Yeah.
I finance it all, but I don't want to do that, which is my choice. Like, that's how I see it. I don't have a problem with other people doing that if they want, but that's just what I've decided for us. So I was talking to this guy about how we have this small plow. So I was like, yeah, so it's beneficial because it's not going to, there's a way less likelihood that we're going to accidentally, ruin some of your turf. But then I also was like, but I'm not saying that it's bad to have a plow. There are people that do that, but just making sure that he knows. Cause in my mind, I'm thinking in the future, I probably will have a plow on a truck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to throw shade on trucks with plows in front of this client, because then in the future, whenever I'm excited to be like, hey guys, now we have this plow, so we're able to be more efficient. Then he'll be like, I thought you said plows were not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're going to tear the yard up now.
Exactly. So in the same way, like I've always sort of thought about that when I'm talking about, from going to a push lawnmower to a commercial lawnmower. When I was push mowing people's grass, I never said, yeah, commercial mowers are trash because they add ruts to your lawn and they damage your grass if you don't turn right. Like, I never would say that because people, once you get to that next step, then people are like, oh, well, I thought you said that that's not good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I guess I also would do that with, I always wanted to make sure that I was almost just like praising my guys anytime they were doing work without me, and like really encouraging my clients to be like, yeah, Benjamin, super attentive to details. Like he's so great at mowing grass. Like, he'll do a great job for you, whether or not I'm there. And that's always been able to free me up. So back then it was like, if I go away on vacation for a week, like I know that my client's okay with that, because I'm usually the one cutting it. He was like, he or she would be good with me not being around. And then that sort of helped whenever we transitioned to me. Like, I don't really mow grass at all anymore. And not gonna lie, I miss it.
Yeah.
Being in the field to me now is actually, I really miss it, because it's like, sometimes I'll just go out and help out because it's like doing the work is fun to me, and being there with them is fun. And like, I don't have to think about it much because it's already ready to go. Like, the job's set up, you got the materials there, or if it's just mowing grass, like you just roll up, cut the grass, go.
Well, you can do it, man. Just get us another couple $100,000 in here, hire a salesman full time, and then you'll be good to go. You can let him sell, and you can get back in the field.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's funny because I feel like it's easy to think like the grass is always greener, but yeah, I mean, I'm really grateful for where we're at, though. I'm really grateful that I'm able to go and meet with clients and really pay attention to that customer service piece, where I'm able to like add a lot of value to our clients and like how we treat them. And, communication is always key in contracting. I'm definitely not perfect, but that's the goal. You know what I mean?
For sure.
For sure.
That's awesome, man. That's cool that you've grown. I mean, in a year, you've got 3 employees now. You're going to be able to retain them through the winter, and you're going to hit, as Paul Jamie says, you're going to hit 2-2 really hard. You're going to hit them in the mouth and crush it.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited to see where you go. Maybe we'll do a follow up in the summer after the spring rush is over and see where y'all are at. One final thing I want to hit on today, though, and you kind of touched on it earlier, the coaching with Alex. So Alex with Trifecta, super great guy. I've just met him at GAE. You know him way more personally than I do. Great things from what I've heard about him. He's actually going to be on the show here soon, so I'm excited for that. Alex aside, like Alex or not Alex, it doesn't matter. Let's talk coaching for a minute and self-investment, investing in yourself to further your business. Whether it's Alex or not is what I mean by that. So what are some tips that you would give, or just some thoughts that you would give to somebody who is on the fence about coaching, and maybe how do they go about it? How do you know if you have the right coach? And not numbers on pricing, but like, how do you know that they're going to invest in you and they're really going to take your business as their own? Because I think that's what you're saying Alex has done, is he really specified and helped you in your business. It wasn't like you're listening to a broad podcast topic. Alex said, hey, let's get down to the nitty gritty of your business and let's figure it out. So somebody who's out there thinking about coaching, what's some advice you could give on how to maybe get into that, and then once you're in it, how to benefit from it? How do you take it and run with it?
Yep. You got another hour?
We might have to do it. We might have to do a whole nother coaching podcast. I hear you. No,
yeah, dude.
Just hit the cliff notes. I hear you.
Yeah. I love coaching. Networking in general is like, I'm really passionate about it. And but coaching specifically is, if you've never done it, then you need to do it immediately, I think. But I think finding the right person is important. And the way that I did that, the reason I picked Alex was because, for one, I saw, or at least heard, his story about how he runs his business. And I said, I want to run my business like that. Yeah. And obviously there's thousands and thousands of people out there running their business specific ways. But to me, like, if you see someone that you want to be like, then follow them. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so that's kind of how it went. I saw the big things for me was, for one, he is debt free in his business. And I really think that's, for one, it's like, that's unheard of. Like, no one does that.
Especially a business of his size.
Yes, dude. Absolutely. So I was like, that's what I want to do, at least as much as possible. So I was like, how does he do that? I'd never heard anybody with a business that size do that. So that was the biggest. And then also his faith was a big thing for me, because I felt like I could trust his integrity. And so I just hit him up. I've started kind of like, honestly, just creeping a little bit. You know what I mean? Like seeing like, what's this dude up to? And on social media and stuff, I checked his stuff out, and then just by talking with him. So he and I have become really good friends since then. And that's been cool, because I know that he's the real deal now. Obviously take a little bit of a risk, just kind of trusting somebody you never really met. But yeah, I know for sure he is who he says that he is, and what he looks like on the internet, you know? And he really just wants to help people. And so to me, for someone who's thinking about it, like, you've probably heard this before, but the best investment you can make in your business is yourself. And like, you probably heard it many times before, because it's so true. And if you don't believe it yet, then just snap out of it.
Yeah.
It's true, man.
What's holding you back?
Yeah, it's interesting too, because if you think about it, like, I got 3 guys outside throwing up Christmas lights at this commercial building here. And those 3 guys wouldn't have jobs if it weren't for me taking the time to invest in myself and get my stuff together so that I could actually run a successful business. Yeah. So that's what really drives me, is that I'm honestly not really in this for myself. I'm in this for people, and to give people an opportunity to work somewhere in a healthy environment, because I did not have a healthy environment in previous jobs, and I want to be that for other people. And so the business coaching was huge for me, because it got me to a place where I could figure out how to run a business. Yeah. And everything else kind of, it's great to love people. It's great to want to have a good spot for people, but you can't do that if you don't know how. And so I didn't know how. And so I reached out and had coaching, and I've reached out to local other landscaping companies who have helped me too. But having a specific person you can go to and be like, hey man, how would you price this job? Or, like what would you do in this situation where an employee, does this or that? Like when should I buy a truck and another rig so that I could start another crew, stuff like that. And I have those answers now because I've straight up asked them. I had literally no idea before.
Yeah.
I had one truck at the beginning of the year. It was me, Benjamin, Trevor, and like we had too much work to do to have one truck. So I was like, dude, Alex, what am I going to do? He's like, well, obviously you got to buy another truck. And I was like, oh, it's that simple? He's like, yeah, what else are you going to do? Okay, so then I bought another truck. And so, I mean, those things, it's just really great to have someone. It'll take away a lot of stress. It'll take away a lot of bad decisions, I think, that you have a potential to make.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I'm still going to make bad decisions, but like, I'm probably going to make less.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just almost an accountability of somebody that's helping you grow and develop and continue on the grind, to be successful and to grow. So man, I'll never not have someone who I can go to as a coach in my life.
Yeah.
We'll just say that.
Yeah. I hear you. Well, that's really cool, man. I wanted to just kind of hit the cliff notes there, kind of hear your advice on it. Maybe we will come back and do maybe we'll do like a joint podcast, maybe with you and Trey and Alex. Maybe we'll get into the whole coaching world and do something together. I think that would be really cool. And I think the audience would like to hear that. I know I would if I was listening.
We'll get a lot of rabbit trails on that podcast.
Yeah, but those are the best kind, man. Those are the ones that everybody loves. At least that's the way I am. I'm the one that just kind of sits. I like listening to conversation and how things go, and so that's what I like hearing. But well, man, you got anything you want to leave the audience with? Any words of advice or anything like that?
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing that I've learned that I wish I knew earlier was just the people thing. If you're a business owner, always look at life through the lens of others, because I think if you do that, then you can really see people for where they are, where they're at, what their journey is, and I think that's a great way to grow and develop and to add value to other people. It's really easy to get focused on what I need or the next piece of equipment I need to buy. But I think that if you just focus on the people around you, whether it's clients or employees, you'll always be successful, and everything else I think will just fall into place at that point. As long as you're focused on, the outward instead of like what's within you.
Yeah. What can you give? Not what can you take?
Exactly. Don't forget about yourself, but
yeah.
Put other people first. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Yeah. Yeah. Your time will come. Stuff will, and it's just, I don't know. I think stuff will just generally come. The universe will be good to you. God will be good to you. He will give back, and He will take care of you when you take care of others. And that's when you put other people first. The Lord's going to reward you, and your business is going to prosper. And I've already done podcasts on that this year about how we've taken certain steps in our business to give and to give services and to help other people, and it's come back tenfold to us. I mean, so much. The Lord's blessed us so much. So that never forget, like you're saying, don't forget about yourself, but don't put yourself first. Put other people first.
Yes,
and I think that's a good piece of advice there. So I have one final question for you, man. We ask everybody this on the show, and I didn't clear it with you, so this is kind of just you didn't get time to prepare. But I always like hearing everybody's answers. Everybody's is different, and it always hits home to me. So I think everybody else out there listening enjoys it as well. So my final question to you is, what is your why? Why do you run your landscaping business? Why did you quit full-time to go to part-time? And I know there's multiple questions there, but just what is your why?
Yeah. Yeah, my why is honestly my guys. There's a lot of whys, I think. Like I could say my family, I could say, because I love what I do, but I think it always just goes right back to it. Like the employees that I have are why I do what I do. Because I have guys who have families, you know what I mean? Like, kids, so one of them's single right now, but like in the future, who knows, but but I want to be able to create a space where they can live their life and have a lot of quality of life in the process, and they can come to work and enjoy what they do. And landscaping is hard. People don't necessarily want to work as a landscaper because they're pumped to go sweat their butt off and get grass all over their bodies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get super itchy and sneezing all day in the spring.
For sure.
People go to work because of the people that they're with. And that's usually where people stay if they're in a place where it's good. So, honestly, I love the people that work for me, and I genuinely care about them. And I want to be able to create a space where the guys that I do have right now feel that, and they understand that I really care and value them, but also in the future as we grow, that everybody that comes in to the company as a Thunderbird employee is someone who loves being where they're at, so that they can have a good quality of life in their life. Honestly, like I have a huge opportunity to make someone's life great or terrible as their boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I want to be able to give them the opportunity to have a life that they're happy with, a life where they're, encouraged each day, a life where they enjoy what they do and they don't go home and self-medicate over the weekends. Like they're excited to be at work day to day instead of just working for the weekend. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
That's my why. This is the employees. That's the biggest one.
Absolutely. I love it. Well, man, it is also always great to hear why you do it. Why does everybody out there do it? Why do you run your business? And I appreciate your time today. Where can we find you on social media if people want to connect with you? Yeah.
Our Instagram page is Thunderbird PGH. PGH is the abbreviation for Pittsburgh, for those who don't know.
Yeah.
Thunderbird PGH.
I wondered where that came from.
Yeah. ThunderbirdPGH.com, and then Facebook.com/ThunderbirdPGH. Try to keep it simple with the same handle.
Keep it the same. Yeah.
So, Instagram is the place if you want to just get to know me a little bit. I'm the one that runs our page, and I just try to add content that's not just interesting, like as far as our jobs that we do, but also just, I don't know, fun, a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
Our Facebook is more of like a businessy thing where we just primarily share stuff that we're up to, and then our website is just that spot. It's basically an online business card. So
I hear you. Well, that's cool, man. Well, everybody out there, if you're listening, you enjoyed the show today, go connect with Aaron on social media. Tell him you enjoyed the show. Let him know that you got something from it, because I know I did. And if you would, leave those ratings and reviews. Like I say, they help us. It's really going to boost us in the rankings, get us out there to more people, and just grow this community one relationship at a time. That's what we always say. So, man, thank you so much for your time today. I want to let you get running. I know you got a full day ahead, doing this one early morning, so can't wait to see what the weekend holds. I know we got some storms coming in this weekend. Y'all got snow coming up soon?
We'll see what happens. I know we got a lot of rain because the temperatures have gone up, so not quite snow yet. We'll see.
It's coming. It's coming. I hear you. Well, I appreciate it so much, man. Guys, thank you so much for listening today. Everyone out there, I hope you enjoyed the show. If you would, keep supporting us. Smash that follow button, and just let's keep growing this podcast one relationship at a time. So I can't wait to catch up with y'all here on the next episode. I hope you have a great day whenever you're listening.
Thanks for tuning in to the Growing Green Landscapes podcast. We know you have many other podcast options to choose from, and don't take it for granted that you chose to spend some time with us today. You can connect with Jeremiah Jennings at Growing Green Landscapes on Instagram, or use the link in the show description. Don't forget to smash the follow button on the podcast and leave those 5-star ratings and reviews. We hope you crush it in your business and hope to catch you on our next episode.